Hey, I'm Marcus.
And I'm Nick.
We are working class nerds.
Cue the intro. That's right, we are Working Class Nerds, the podcast that gives you no information about your favorite information.
Today is Thursday, April 14th, 2022, and you can find this 148 podcast on Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and anywhere you can find a podcast in the galaxy far, far away. You can also watch me terribly fail at video games at twitch.tv/MarcusB814.
You can also watch me play video games every single Monday night at twitch.tv/NickVern51.
And you can find the both of us on Twitter. I am at MarcusB814.
And I'm at Nick Vern, that's NICKVER. And in this week's episode, we are live on Twitch. And we're reviewing The Batman. Not the Robin, not the Joker, the Batman.
Batman.
The Caped Crusader.
Caped Crusader.
Vengeance in the shadows.
I kind of liked how they said that a lot in the movie. We are vengeance. So
Vengeance.
This is a spoiler cast.
Spoiler cast. All the spoilers. If you've not seen The Batman, do not watch this. We're talking about, we're going to talk about our week and stuff and all that fun stuff. But the second half of the show is going to be all spoilers all the time for The Batman, circa 2022. The newest Batman movie with Robert Pattinson, that one. If you haven't seen it, don't watch the second half of this or listen to it.
Or listen.
Yes, but we are indeed live on Twitch currently.
It's just Marcus and Nick. Why?
It's the Nick and Marcus show.
Because I fucked up the schedule. Stay Alive was supposed to come on, but I screwed it up.
You told them the wrong day.
We had a scheduling conflict, and I just blame me. Oh, man. Ooh, that hurt.
What?
I had a nasty wedge in the balls.
You sat on them?
Yep.
That's the
I
worst.
felt bad for Charlie.
Charlie got squishatized?
Yeah, Charlie the chair.
Charlie... dude, you got to get involved with the baby powder, okay?
It's not about that. I just
step up your baby pow game.
I just sat on my nuts. Anybody that sits on their nuts, it's going to hurt. Okay,
that's true.
Okay?
Yeah, but if you would reduce the friction, you might not have happened in the first.
There was no friction. My balls are baby soft because they're covered in hair.
Oh, that's that's fair. I do some grooming because I actually care.
This is a fucking comedy show.
Of course, this is what happens when we like completely go off the script, and now it's just like, we're throwing it together here. Let's get it done.
We're not. No, we're prepared. But anyways,
we are prepared. We have a full thing of show.
It is just me and Nick
for the Batman,
and
the pressure's off though when we don't have a guest.
I think we have to step it up and do like a quality made episode.
No, we do. I'm just saying, like I don't know. I feel more relaxed. Like I don't have to like try socially as hard because like with a guest you gotta like engage the guest and like
you have to engage me.
Yeah, but I already know you. Like we're 148 episodes in, and you were my cousin before. Oh,
wait. So we were cousins before, but now we're just co-hosts. We're not cousins anymore. Wait, we
talk every day.
Yeah, he has ex-nayed me from the family.
Oh my!
I'm out of the will.
I think I get a call from Marcus probably 3 times a day because he knows I'll answer one when I'm actually free.
No. So on important podcast day, I'll call a couple times. Yes, I will try a couple times because usually I have something to say. Yeah. But if Nick doesn't answer,
I'm like involved in something and I can't talk. You know
he's actually not doing anything. He's just staring at his screen, pretending, but he doesn't want to answer because then it looks like he's not doing anything.
Right. It'll ruin the facade of me working hard.
Hey Marcus, how's it going? Oh, thanks, Nick. I'll take lead. Thanks. That's fantastic.
I thought my name's first on the thing. I thought I was going first.
Yeah, but
you can go first because we got to do the twab. It makes more sense. But I'm just saying for the record. So Marcus,
I already did that. You already asked me.
How's it going? And what have you been up to?
Okay. First things first. I want to talk about SM Playboy real quick.
Okay.
So last night I worked late in the shop, and I was driving back to the shop because I went home, had dinner and stuff for the kids. And I was driving back and I got a ping that it was like an announcement in SM Playboy's Discord that said, "Hey, everybody, kind of tired. I'm not going to stream, but I'm going to be live in Discord. Come hang out."
Yeah.
And I was like, interesting.
Okay.
So he's going to just be in Discord just chatting? No. So he streamed, no camera, but he was in a Discord channel just hanging out.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I jumped in there and I said hello, obviously, and I was driving. And, so I didn't watch really the game he was playing. He was playing some survival game called Ark. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, he said
with
it's
the dinosaurs, right?
I don't know.
Maybe
I didn't get that part. He was just running around like a stable with a bunch of pastel colored pigs. He said it was because it's Easter time.
Okay.
There was a bunch of pastel colored pigs and they kept talking about like wrangling pigs.
Wrangling?
Like Wrangler jeans.
I always assumed Ark was the
Oh yeah, sure.
Was the what?
Remember that clicking noise? Did you change your XLR cable?
No.
So
Want
push your
right
XLR cable. No, because it'll pop. All right. That might fix it. So
better now?
Well, it just cracks every now and again. I heard it.
Okay.
Anyway, what I was saying is, so it was actually really cool to be in his stream because
are you hitting enter?
Huh?
Are you hitting enter on the show notes? Somebody is. Oh, was it me? That was weird.
Anyway, wow.
That was bizarre. It just added.
Show has gone to shit already.
Technical difficulties. Yeah, but usually we can cut this part out.
Wait, you just erased all my shit.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Keep hitting undo.
I am. Hold on.
Anyways, all right. So what I was saying is I got to hang out in a stream, but it was like Discord stream, and it was actually really fun to just like hang out in Discord, and it made me like think like we really need to do like watch parties.
Yeah.
I don't think I would do it like with a brand new show. You know what I mean? Or maybe like rerun it. Like if Obi-Wan comes out on a Wednesday, maybe do like a Friday night watch party for it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, or something like that. Because if I'm going to watch a show, I think I would want to sit on a couch to watch it for the first time.
Yeah. I don't want to be at my computer. Yeah. I'm going to go to 17 Shelby for
whatever, wherever we're at. I'm just saying, I feel like when you're watching a show for the first time, you should be in like the most comfortable location.
Yeah. Agreed.
Anyway.
Scissors, but in our poll, scissors won for rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Anyway, so that was work in SM Playboy. It was cool to hang out in his thing. Believe it or not, I haven't done a lot because other than streaming, I've slept.
Yeah. It's good to just rest and catch up.
Yeah, dude. Like legit. I went to bed what was yesterday? Yeah, Wednesday. Dude, I was in bed by like 9:30. On Monday, I think I was sound asleep at like 9:15. I was watching your stream and I was out.
Yeah.
Like I just disappeared. Maybe it was 10. But like going to bed that early in comparison to
the roughly midnight-ish.
Yeah, like the midnight-ish. It was really nice to just sit back, chill, and sleep.
Yeah.
Even like it was just great. Like I'm looking forward to the weekend, but like honestly, like tomorrow, Friday, I'll probably be doing the same thing. Like I'm just trying to catch up because work has wicked kicked my ass this week.
Yeah.
And last week. Like I've had like I don't know what it is, but it's like been like 2 weeks of hell.
Mm-hmm.
And not for any particular reason, just hell.
Yeah, it's just like you're just wicked busy. I get it.
Yeah, wicked busy.
Wicked.
Anyways, but last Saturday, I got to team up with Tom TV.
Tom TV?
Yep.
Team up?
Yep, Tom team up. So I took my fire team, he took his fire team, and we made one big fire team, and we did the Vow of the Disciple raid, which is the newest raid in Destiny.
Whoa.
It was a lot of fun, dude. It was a lot of fun. I was super excited to do it again, and like this time I actually like did some jobs, which was great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
And not just kill like you
I
did
didn't
stuff.
feel like I was just carried through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The thing I'm realizing is I think at heart, like when I want to be serious, I can be. But I think truly true, I'm finding that I'm a hardcore gamer because I play a lot of games, but I'm a uber casual gamer.
Like, yeah, you like to play often, but you like playing in a casual sense, not in a competitive sort of
Right. Like I
sense.
like doing the raids, but like it doesn't offend me that I'm not top tier. I just
Yeah, I
want to
get what
do
you're
it.
saying.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
sure, day one rating, like I want to go in there and sure I want to win. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. So for me, it's just one of those things, you know?
Yeah, it's not like a top priority for you to like be like the first person or whatever. You'd rather just like enjoy it with your friends.
Well, you have to do a job, but I'm saying like I want to enjoy it. I don't need to be top tier in Destiny, where in SWOTOR, I wanted to be a Nightmare Raider more than anything.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
And like, I want to do other things. Like, I want to achieve the quests. I want to do raids once a week and like just have fun and enjoy the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
So, but it was really good playing with Tom and his fire team because they're just like us. They just want to have fun and laid back and they talk shit. And it was just like, it's like I was playing with all my friends.
Yeah,
You know what
perfect.
I mean?
That's cool.
Yeah. But other than that, I did. Oh, so my daughter at school made a watercolor painting,
Mm-hmm.
and it came out legit. But I think they did it on purpose. Like I think the art classes like practiced it for a little while,
Yeah.
and then they sent out this flyer like your kid is famous artist. Buy these prints or buy something. You
Aha.
can get like a keychain. You can get a coffee mug. You can get a T-shirt. You can get a print. Blah blah blah. What did I buy? I bought the matted print.
Nice.
Heck yeah. So that's something that I can like enjoy and stick it on one of the walls here in my office.
Yeah.
And that'll be there forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So for me, that I really like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a combo. I'm sure makes all the kids proud of what they did. Parents are pumped because it's like something their kid made, and it makes the art department some extra cash.
Yeah, I would. That's
win,
what I
win,
was
win,
thinking,
win,
is,
win,
like,
win.
Yeah, I was imagining that like the money must go to the school, like the profits must go to the school.
Yeah, of course. It's probably for the art department because I'm sure if it's like most towns, like that funding's not great. You know what I mean? Compared to like sports and stuff. So that's awesome.
Yeah, so I got a print and we got a magnet and a keychain. Personally, I kind of wish I got the keychain, but I think I would fuck that keychain up.
Yeah, you definitely would. You have like 30,000 keys. You look like you killed the janitor and took them all.
Dude, what am I supposed to do? But they're for something for everything.
Yeah, but you're not keys. You don't have keys. You have a ball of brass.
Yeah, but they're like,
and then you have what do you call that line stuff that they make into bracelets? It's like paracord. You have a big old thing of paracord.
Not anymore.
They got
gone.
Oh, okay. Well, they have like 17 keychains on it.
What am I supposed to do? Each key does something.
And then every key does something.
Yeah,
That's
but
why
like
it's a key.
all the places I go need a key. So what do you do?
I don't know. Split them up into sets of keys.
And then I forget the one set of key when I'm somewhere where I need to be.
Well, yeah. I mean, I have 2 sets of keys. I have a work set and then my personal keys. I just keep my, like, when I go to work, I'm like, okay, badge, keys. And I just know that's my work stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I would hate to drag the Ballo keys around to, like, in my social life. You know what I mean?
But that's all I know. I guess I'm just old as fuck.
Yeah. I get it.
I'm old as shit.
Old.
Yeah.
What else you do?
Anyway, so streaming has been really fun. Thanks everybody. Thanks for all the new follows. Thanks for everybody for the support. You guys are all awesome. I on Tuesday nights clan night.
Clan night.
Yeah, we had a bunch of people show up. It was great. We all split up. We did our things. We did a bunch of stuff together. And once everybody got their weekly done for PvP, then we all split up and did some Gambit. We did some strikes. It was awesome. Like what I like about Tuesday nights is it's uber casual and we just do the weekly stuff that you have to do. So it actually works out really well.
I had a blast when I've participated. Just go enjoy some fun, like kind of group content,
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Nick. Are you finding that you're losing interest in the game?
Yeah, because I finished the story already, just like you said. Like last stream, I was like, I started the legendary. I'll talk about it when
okay,
it's my section.
Well, let's get into it.
All right, so shout out to first of all, I streamed obviously on Monday, and I have already finished the story, right? The Witch Queen story, and I can go back and like redo the. What are you shaking your head at?
Don't look. Just don't look. Don't look. See, fuck. Got us.
100%. All right, SM Playboy just posted like a ridiculous paragraph of like preposterousness. I kind of want to read it out loud now, because you have to, and it's just like meant to distract you. And bravo, sir. That is like A plus distraction work. Okay.
Yeah, he
won. So he ropes you in. So it goes, but ... The real question we all want to know ... And then it gets ridiculous. Have you ever been walking your fish and your microwave screams that your grandma raises chickens, but your fish runs into the sky and need to grab your throat to stop the dog from birthing kittens? ? Obviously, that's completely gibberish just to distract you.
100% trolling.
Yeah, it's the best. 5 stars trolling, sir. Anyways, what was I talking about? Destiny. So I finished all the stuff. And I finished all the campaign, and so this stream I was like doing a little bit of group content, and I was honestly a little bit lost like as to what I should do. I was doing some stuff that was too hard for me, so like I banged my head against the wall a little bit, and then thankfully Ven came to my rescue and was helping me with the legendary campaign.
And that shit is hard.
It's very difficult. I'm only level like 1507 or 8 or something.
Yeah, but it's only rated for like 14 something.
No, it's rated for like 510, I think.
Oh,
1510.
Well, the problem is you don't have the guns.
Right. I don't have it takes me forever to kill like normal ads.
Right. Exactly. It's because you don't have the guns to prepare you.
Right.
And honestly, I feel like that with the game a lot because the game doesn't do a great job on showing you what's next.
Yeah, that was my next gripe is like, I don't know what to do next. So I tried to do some of my quests, but it was like PsyOps stuff, and it was like way too hard content for me.
Right.
And then I didn't really know where to go from there. So like, because I also don't have like the older expansion content that I could probably do. You know what I mean? Like, so if I was like a more frequent player and like had all the expansions, I could like do some like weekly stuff or like PsyOps is not the right word, but like things like content like that it's like replayable.
Days of Eternity.
Right. So like replayable content from like, older stuff that was like lower gear rating,
Right. I almost feel the same way. Like, honestly, like because I love the game, I've been trying to like either make a mental note or actually like write down like, okay, these are the things I want to do this week.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I can log in and not do anything.
Right. And just like
and be like, okay, what do I do now?
Right.
And get frustrated.
That's
right.
Oh my God, I can't. What is happening?
Oh, your elbow must be hitting it. So
yeah, but I think something's getting stuck.
Anyway, so the other thing too is, Nick, is I mean, you're a story player, right?
Yeah.
Like, what about Tiny Tina's? You should play that game.
I should play that game. I want to play that game. That and Star Wars, the Lego Star Wars game.
You should totally play that game.
Yeah, Lego Star Wars would be really cool.
Dude, they were saying that like, okay, so let's say you're on Tatooine in episode 1. Because obviously, in my opinion, if you're going to start playing Lego Star Wars, I would start at episode 1.
Yeah,
and
just
then go through the whole thing.
Yeah, that's what I would do for sure.
Right. and then probably stop at episode 6. But anyway, so
yeah,
no, I would want to see Ray because Daisy Ridley's so hot. But anyway,
yeah, but it's Lego Ray. Who cares?
I care.
She's shaped the exact same way as every other Lego character,
like a pear,
a square pear. Yeah.
Anyway, so I think you should play. Like, it's okay. Like, you played it. Like, even if you came on clan nights just to get your gear level up, as
That's
you're
true.
like, as like one of your side pieces. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yep.
Slur. Anyway, but what I'm saying is, if like maybe
guilty as charged.
Maybe it's time to like switch games. Like, you did the story, you felt good, you enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah, like keep it moving.
Yeah, like be true to. And I don't know. I'm not buying you another game, so it's on you.
No, I make adult money now. I got it.
If I bought you anything, I would get you Tiny Tina's because I really want to play it. But
yeah, I feel like Tiny Tina's, you need a party to play with. You need
no,
people.
dude.
Well, I know you don't literally, but like if it's like, it's supposed to be like Dungeons and Dragons, but a first person shooter or looter shooter.
Yes.
Combo, whatever. Which sounds great, but I want friends in my party. You know what I mean?
You can join with people.
Yeah, I know. Still, I'm just saying.
I don't know. Anyway, so
I'll evaluate it.
Yeah. So my point is, don't be lost in your stream playing a game. Go get on that next one.
Yeah, keep it moving.
But Lego, so I'm kind of torn.
Yeah.
I want Lego Star Wars and I want to put it on my Xbox, or do I buy it on my PC, but then just play it on the Xbox? Because I think you can do both.
I don't really know. I would assume you just play it on PC because.
But then my kids can't play it.
Oh, I see.
Because I'm not gonna stream it, right?
That's true. No. So then get it for the Xbox.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna stream it, then there's no sense in getting it on PC.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you're not playing it, then there's no need to link it to your computer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I'll be curious to see what you do this week.
Yeah. Stay tuned and tune in Monday night, 8:30 to 10:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Hey,
Next
everybody.
episode of Dragon Ball. Nick Vern 51 stream.
I got $10 on it that he plays Destiny because this conversation goes in one ear and out the other by the end of the week.
No, I'll remember it like Monday at 7:45. I'm like, well, I can't download it in 10 minutes, so
right.
But anywho, besides that, I had a paintball tournament, local ops tournament, OPS Outback Paintball Series, Division 3. I was coaching in that one, coaching only, and we came in 4th out of 10, which is a little unsatisfactory. We should have came in 3rd, probably, but
you only coached.
Yeah, so originally I was going to play in OPS and then coach only in NXL, the NXL tournaments. For reference, folks, this NXL is the big national tournaments. I'm flying to Dallas at the end of the month for that one. But then one of our players got pulled up to the Division 2 squad, so the higher skill level squad. So now we need an extra player on the NXL team, so I'm going to play and coach there. And then because I wouldn't be able to afford both tournaments, it's expensive. For reference, it was like $220 for a paint per person for a paint tab this weekend at the tournament. I wasn't going to be able to do both, so I was just
$220.
Yeah, we shot 40 cases. That's what happens when you make playoffs, man. Because you play.
I know, but I remember I used to bitch because it was like $160 at Foxball.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, like, so we shot. It was 8 guys, right?
No, dude, there's no disagreeing. I'm just saying inflation, son.
40 cases times $50 a case. It's like $2,000, I think, something like that.
Wow.
So yeah, divided by 8 people is like 208 plus we got media also. So the photographer was also, I don't know, a few $100, something like that.
Damn. Gets expensive, man.
Yeah. But anyways, but now with the new job, I'll be able to afford both, so it's fine. I'll play both going forward. But for this one, I just coached. But
Just
Yeah,
coaching.
we came in 4th out of 10, which is like good, but we hold ourselves to a high standard, and realistically, we should have beat the 3rd place team for sure.
It's
you
easy
know
to
what I mean?
play Monday morning quarterback. You know how it is. All it takes, dude, is for
It's a
them to
call
have
here or
one
there.
really, really good point, and
Yeah,
it gives them the momentum. And then no matter what you do, you're not stopping that train.
yeah, shit happens too. You know, it's all good. But also work is pretty chaotic. I'm not gonna lie. I've got my normal work to do, and I'm also trying to get like the transitioning stuff all set. Like, you know, in working in research, you're working with a lot of different companies, like drug companies. So I have to like be telling them who's going to take over for me and like provide paperwork for that and blah 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 blah. And it's a whole big process times a lot of companies because
And
I'm
that's
on
your
like
job.
yeah, times like 15 studies. So I mean, yeah, I'm doing it to like I could just like be a jerk and put it on them, be like, "Oh, figure it out after I'm gone. Good luck." But like, I'm trying to be nicer. You know what I mean? And do that stuff ahead of time for them.
Yeah, when you're nice to the people you train, you never know who they know that you can meet.
Right. And like, I'm staying in the same company, right? So it's like I'm just changing departments, and it's all research. So I'm gonna end up working with these folks at some point. So I don't want to like burn the bridge.
No, of
That's
course not. Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
why. Yeah,
You're doing it right. I mean, there's no question.
that's
It's
why
just a lot of work.
it is a lot of work. Yeah, that's my point.
Did
Like I
you
gave
take like a day or two off in between starting your new job and ending your old job?
not really. Well, kind of. So I have as it fell. I'll be in Dallas the weekend of it swapping over. So I leave to go to Dallas for the tournament and come back to a new job.
Do you come back on a Monday or Tuesday?
I will start working on Wednesday actually. So I get back, I fly back Monday night, and then I took Tuesday off.
Oh, okay. So you have a day to chill.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because that's chaos otherwise.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But I'm looking forward to it.
Heck yeah.
It's exciting to like start the new job and all that stuff, and also it's more freedom in this position. Like I'll be in charge of a lot more stuff, so I don't have to like do crappy tasks for somebody else. Like, oh, can you go have this doctor sign this for me, please? Which I'll probably have to do that, but it'll be like, oh, I got to go get this signature. You know what I mean? It's not somebody else disrupting you or whatever.
Well, you're just going from one research
Department to another.
yeah, so it's gonna be the exact same thing.
Pretty much.
It's just
Yeah,
gonna be
I'm in charge of more stuff now, and it's
right.
a different flavor of research.
I would say for me in those types of jobs, like you want to find it like if everybody's been there 15 or 20 years,
Right.
you know that they are going to be set in their cultural ways.
Yeah, and like,
And you're like, and that's when you feel trapped. But if like everybody is like, like, yeah, sure, there's your seasoned veterans, but there's also new blood. Like it's kind of like fresh.
yeah, no, I think I'm the new blood, but it's all good.
Real quick, hey,
Yeah,
see that Elon Musk bought 9.2% of Twitter?
yeah, he tried to buy the whole thing.
What?
He's trying to buy all of Twitter. I think there's something about like he was going to be on the board of directors because he's almost 10% of it, and then like he didn't really want to be on the board, and I guess he made an offer to buy Twitter, but like the financing didn't like Twitter's financial advisors at like Morgan Stanley or whatever, some mega giant bank was like, we evaluated a little differently, and then there's controversy because like say the stocks are like $28 a stock or something like that for Twitter. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, he offered like $54 a stock.
Yeah, and then they were like, but like the bank had like a short for like something to where like if he bought it for that much, they would lose money. So they waited until the market opened, and then all their money went through, or something like that. Like their calls went through, and now the bank made a bunch of money, so now they'll probably let them buy it or something to that effect.
That's crazy.
That's the controversy. It was like they like said no because they had like some call or something where it was the stock was going to change differently.
Do you know what I want? The one thing I want from him.
I don't understand stocks, so I probably just butchered that. But
no, I understand. Well, I understand that part, but you know what I want if he buys it? You know what the one thing I want?
What?
An edit button.
I know, right?
I don't care about anything else. Just the edit button.
Right. So then even if it says like Reddit has that and it says like edited at XYZ time.
Yes.
Yeah,
like sometimes you put
you misspell a word.
Yes. But you post it and you go, son of a bitch. Now I look like an imbecile.
Then you got to delete it and then redo it, and it's a whole pain in the butt.
Right. Yep.
But anywho, do we have a TWAB? I can't read it because the font's white on a white background.
No, it says this week at Bungie, 4/14/22. This week at Bungie. Yes, Gator, it's the TWAB.
There we go.
Wulk finding his chill, and a new way to enjoy raids and dungeons.
Raids and dungeons and Dungeons and Dragons.
Where was I?
Want me to read it?
Sure.
Is it really almost mid-April already, huh? As the week continues to feel like they fly by in a rush for summer, we're excited to show off even more changes coming to Destiny 2 while we continue working on the future means for our favorite spacefaring heroes. In the next few weeks, we'll be diving through some weapon sandbox changes and other topics of interest. One of the changes that we already talked about now, however, is a new rotator system for some of the more challenging activities in game, particularly raids and dungeons.
Whoa.
Ready to kick off another weekly Twab-tastic celebration? Let's dive right in then, shall we? The headline is kind of like Dungeons and Raids. Kind of like Dungeons and Dragons if you squint one eye and close the other. It doesn't really look like Dungeons and Dragons. I just made that face at the camera. But before diving into what's next for activities like raids and dungeons, we did want to shout out that players can finally take Rolk's, how do you say that?
Kick to the face.
Rolk's kick to the face at even higher ferocity. Because Master Vow of the Disciple is dropping next week for the deets regarding the ramped up difficulty. Guardians should know that the power level is 1580. Damn, with a seasonal cap of plus 30. That's crazy. For those challenge hardy players, competing challenges at master difficulty will offer progress towards the raid seal. Each encounter completed also has a chance to drop an adept version of a given weapon for the raid.
Wow.
Is adept
it's like a special perked weapon.
Okay. It's a neat way to up the ante a bit when taking on more challenging aspects of Destiny 2. Master Vow of the Disciple drops next week on April 19th, so be sure to knock out any leveling needed to get that gear in tip-top shape, because master difficulty is never something to take lightly. But wait, there's more. As players, that it literally says
we don't need to go on. I just wanted to read the dungeons and raids. Okay. I was hoping that we were going to get the announcement for the next raid,
littering game.
Oh, it does talk about that. Oops, but wait, there's more. You should keep reading.
Okay, but wait, there's more. As players continue exploring the throne world and uncover the true nature of the Witness's influence, we've heard your desire for reasons to return to previously released raid and dungeon content loud and clear. One way we're refreshing up the raid and dungeon experience in Destiny 2 is by developing a new rotation of featured content that we think you'll like starting in Season 17. This is designed to make raid and dungeon content a bit more enticing over the course of a season, while also providing more ways to play when jumping into different activities with friends and clanmates. Essentially, we're breaking up our new rotator system into seasonal and weekly categories so that players can have a little additional freshness when taking on the weekly hunt for power. Let's start with our seasonal rotation, since this implementation is short and sweet. Each season, the newly released raid and dungeon will grant pinnacle rewards for all encounters. As an example, in Season 17, Vow of the Disciple and the upcoming Redacted dungeon.
Whoa.
I like how they did that. Outside of these, we'll have a raid rotator and a dungeon rotator, each offering a pinnacle reward once completed. For those wondering about the weekly rotation, this particular inclusion will have a chance to feature all raids and dungeons not listed as the seasonal rotation. Want to revisit the Vex in Garden of Salvation?
Yes, I do.
Do it. Want to go toe-to-toe with Riven because you feel Riven. Because you like to feel hungry for that wildly impressive and stressful as all heck for players like me that are prone to panic final encounter? Weird, but get on with your brave and light-driven self. Get that bread.
Get it.
Rewards, what's different there? For the weekly rotation, I like how this is written so casually. This is nice. For the weekly rotation, completing the final encounter in any of the chosen raids or dungeons will award a pinnacle drop from a weekly challenge. For any raid or dungeon that offers a higher difficulty, such as Master Vault of Glass, that higher difficulty will also be available to select should players be itching for an additional challenge. Oh, wait, you said you liked farming? We've got Farm Simulator. Just kidding. It says we've got you there too with the new rotator system. All lockouts on encounter rewards for legendary gear are being removed, which means all legendary drops in both raids and dungeons will be 100% farmable if you so choose. Throw on some lo-fi music, grab a cozy beverage, and farm to your heart's content. Or don't. The choice is yours, which is the point.
Damn.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, dude. So I'll give an example. So I just went to Garden of Salvation with Free Ride Games, right?
Yep.
And they, at the end, all I got was 1550 gear. It wasn't a pinnacle drop, but if it was the featured raid, I would have got a pinnacle drop. You know what I mean? Better gear.
Yeah.
So
gotcha.
it's pretty awesome that they're doing that.
That is cool.
At the end of the day, I'm excited for it. I can't wait to dive back in. In some SWOTOR stuff, they did say that the PTS is coming up with the final boss or the next boss in the new raid R4 Anomaly. So actually, I updated my PTS today because I'm eager to see what the raid looks like.
Yeah.
Prior to release date. So
stay tuned for details.
Yeah, so I'll be hitting up Doritos and seeing if we can get a PTS team together so I can see it. If not, we can find somebody.
Now I want some Doritos.
All right, let me ask you a quick question. What's your go-to flavor of Doritos? It doesn't matter. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever. What is the go-to flavor?
That's very easy. It's the purple bag, the spicy sweet chili.
I get it.
Are you a classic guy?
Yeah,
classic nacho?
No.
Cool Ranch?
Cool Ranch, yeah. The Cool Ranch I can eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I feel like the sweet chili one.
Yeah.
I could never eat that in the morning because of the nasty ass aftertaste it gives you.
It's not nasty. It's fantastic.
After you eat a whole bag of them.
Take it down.
Breakfast
of champions. Pour the milk right in the bag.
That's fucking
Can you imagine that? Crushing a bunch of Doritos and then just bloop, 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 bloop.
Well, we do know somebody that does that on the regular basis. His name's Doritos.
Doritos eats Doritos for breakfast?
Every day.
I'm impressed.
That's how he eats them all. He orders Doritos from Japan just to eat them with cereal.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, or he crushes them up and makes granola for his yogurt. Doritos granola.
Oh my God. What's AIE doing?
Oh, so in AIE news, Monday nights.
In AIE news? Go ahead.
You make me fail every time. In AIE news, Monday nights are Guild Wars 2 mandatory fun nights where the fun is mandatory, but attendance is not. Correct. They start at 9 p.m. Eastern, and they just came out with an expansion in February. It's called End of Dragons. I guess it's really good. That game division has been bumping. So,
like the club?
Like the club. So if you ask me, go check it out. Sounds pretty awesome.
Hell yeah, it does. And if all this sounds fun to you, go to aie-guild.org. Get our Discord information and ask for a guild invite, and you can find the link for which in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Look for the purple Discord button. Whether or not you play Destiny 2, Guild Wars 2, Star Wars The Old Republic, or World of Warcraft, Battlefront 2, Pokemon, Call of Duty, Fortnite, any of the games that we play, any of them, all of the games, we would love to have you. Come hang out.
Nick, I know you got to use the bathroom.
I definitely got to pee. Now there's video evidence of my doing the dance. So we'll be right back.
Jeez, Nick, hurry up. We're trying to finish this podcast.
And we're back. So today we're talking about the Batman, not the Robin, not the Joker. I'm making the exact same joke as the intro. It's the Batman. So seriously, this is your spoiler warning for the Batman 2022, the one starring Robert Pattinson. If you have not seen the Batman, do not watch the rest of this. Do not listen to the rest of this because we're going full spoilers. We're talking about the entire movie, all of the details. Everything's going to get spoiled.
All of the details? I feel like we're going to miss some of them.
Oh, we're definitely going to miss some of the details because, that's how the show goes. This is not Screen Crush. We don't see every single Easter egg. We just, we're just two working class nerds here. Standard issue. Yeah. Excuse me. But I will say,
can I just say that
you have been warned officially.
This might be the first Patreon episode. So if that's the case, the Patreon episode, you're going to get the conversation we had during the off break.
Oh my God, that's great content to put on Patreon.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, that's worth the price of admission.
Yes,
that conversation was
right, and it was free on Twitch.
Free on, yeah, exactly.
Free is me.
So
anyway, I do want to say about the Batman.
Yeah, is
if you haven't seen the Batman, but you've seen Twilight, he's kind of the same.
Okay.
Wait.
I'm not even. No.
Wait. Hear me out.
Entirely.
Wait.
That's not true.
Wait. You didn't even let me finish.
I know, because he's not the same guy. He's not the same vibe. Go ahead.
Everybody, it's been a great podcast. I gotta go.
That was like the podcast equivalent of somebody getting mad at an article when they only read the headline.
Right. Exactly. Like. What I was going to say, if you saw Twilight and you saw emo Robert Pattinson, he's the same type of character because they really played off his strengths, which is emo guy.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say, and especially as Bruce. And
Nick, as custom to all of our movie reviews, did you like the movie? Yes or no?
Yes, I actually really liked the movie.
Me too.
This is probably, I think I can say with confidence, this is my favorite Batman movie that I've seen.
Yes.
I wasn't sure between this and The Dark Knight. And I think they're stylistically apples and oranges. So like Roth in chat is asking, where does he rank in the pantheon of Batmans? It's hard to it's kind of, he's on a unique island, I think. I think this whole story is a different take on Batman. It's really realistic and really gritty in a way that a lot of Batman movies that we've seen are not. Like the George Clooney one is terrible, obviously, but it's like cartoonishly comic book hero. You know what I mean? Even the Michael Keaton Batman is very comic booky. And then like the Christopher Nolan ones are like still pretty comic book-esque, but are seated in reality, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like you're leaning towards realistic. And I feel like there was never a point in this movie where
you didn't mention Christian Bale.
No, Christian Bale. Christopher Nolan is the director of the Christian Bale trilogy.
I feel like
but like this movie is completely realistic.
Like I feel like The Dark Knight is the best in people's minds because Heath Ledger played an incredible character.
That too, and I think the story is the most well-rounded. It's probably the best put together movie.
This movie,
and agreed until this movie, and I think this movie does I think this is a better movie, frankly.
Well, I do too. In where I'm going to say this because I really like this movie, is as much as I like The Dark Knight, I felt more connected to this movie than I did The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Because I feel like everything that the Joker did was like comic book level stuff.
Right. Like over the top, like buildings, hospitals exploding, but they don't show you how he could possibly do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? He sets up all these heists where he's like layers of people and like he has money, but he doesn't have money. You know, there's like lots of vague things that you have to suspend disbelief to like be like, okay, this is how the character works. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And like
because the cartoonish a little, you know.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Where it
was great because that's the style of that trilogy.
And we'll get there, but like what the Riddler did as his big move, that's a realistic thing.
Right.
Like I was sitting there going, oh shit, that could really happen.
Right.
To a city surrounded by water.
Yeah, like all those repair sites are being repaired.
Right.
So all he did was rent trucks that were,
repair trucks
that looked like they should have been there anyways.
Yeah, Nick drives like Nick's van that has free candy magnets stuck to it.
Exactly. Well, I have a free candy one and an ice cream one. Depends on the neighborhood, but
wow. Anyway, no, of course. you just can't give a fuck if people take us seriously. Well, then they haven't listened to us for 148 episodes.
Exactly.
Anyway, what I was saying is the thing for me in this one is how it was pouring rain the entire movie.
Yeah, I want to talk about that as an overall symbolism, the symbolism of that.
Oh, but
so
did I like the movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you? Well, how would you rate it? Oh, go after. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
So I'm gonna agree with Roth. I really did like Batman Begins because I feel
Over
like
the
you
Dark
never
Knight.
really got a Batman origin story, and I really like how they did the Ra's al Ghul thing.
That's fair.
Okay. But I feel like Batman is just Batman to me.
Yeah.
Right? Batman's just a comic book character, and I as much as I love Batman and all that, Batman is just Batman. I think the villains make Batman what he is.
Yeah, that like the character, especially as Batman, is pretty consistent. Like you
Right.
get the
Yes.
same type of dude.
Yeah.
So like what makes it interesting is the world around Batman and like you're saying the villains and stuff. So I think that's fair to say.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So for me, I just want to preference but I will say when I watched The Dark Knight, I was never afraid at all.
Yeah.
In this movie, I was scared as fuck for everybody. Like
of the
like
what's
the
happening.
Riddler scared the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
Like
You
that
said-
dude was one creepy bro.
Yeah, that was it was extremely creepy.
All right, so let's get into it.
So okay, so first of all, I want to talk about what was your rating? Do you think?
Like out of 10,
Yeah,
10.
yeah,
It was
I think
perfect.
I think so.
And I'll tell you why. So I'll give you the 3 reasons why.
Okay.
Because the setting was dark. It was raining the entire time. And that to me is dark Batman, right?
Yeah.
They didn't there was never a sunny fucking day, right? It was always raining.
Well, there was a sunny day. I'm going to talk about this.
Well,
but go ahead.
yeah, there was a sunny day, but there was a reason for it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Second is the Riddler was fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And then my third reason why it's the best Batman movie is because they played to the actor's strength. And what I mean by that is he is emo, so that's what they played into. And the things that there was nothing about him that was happy.
No, there's nothing about the whole movie that's happy. The city's miserable, Bruce Wayne's miserable, Batman is miserable. Everybody is, it's all dark, it's all gloomy, it's all realistic. It's a terrible, terrible place to be in Gotham, I mean. Gotham is, you don't want to live in Gotham at all. So talking about the water. So the whole I should back up a little. I want to give you an overview.
Yeah.
So this movie takes a lot influences from several different places, right? It takes draws a lot of influences from the detective, film noir movies of the 30s and 40s, and later the neo noir movies Chinatown with Jack Nicklaus in the 70s that are emulating that. So there's a lot of that theme. And then it also meaning the detective based character interactions, lots of folks talking that builds a lot of tension, right? Then also actually the plot of this movie steals a lot is a lot from Chinatown, I think, and the movie Seven are the two biggest influences on the story. Have you seen Seven with oh my god, Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman? Marcus,
what?
Have you seen that movie Seven? It's from the early 2000s.
Yes. I'm sorry.
With Kevin Spacey's the bad guy. So I should say I want to paint the overview. The movie is super dark, super gritty. Everything is negative, but also it's completely raining the whole time, all the time. Absolutely monsoon downpour.
Right.
So
all the time.
So but what's cool is it's shot a lot of the times, like exterior shots, they'll give you a shot through a window with water on it, so it's obscured. Or like you're looking in a car and like you're looking through the glass in the windshield or something like that, so like it's obscured. So or like you're getting a point of view of somebody looking through something and it's obscured by their like you get a one of the first shots in the movie is from the Riddler's mask, right? And it's not clear because he's wearing a gas mask type of thing. So like my point being, it makes you feel like this claustrophobic like sensation, like you're really in this giant city where nobody cares about you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Nobody
you feel
does.
alone and like claustrophobic because you're stuck indoors and it's pouring rain. And all the shots are like that too, even the exterior ones. Like it just gives you this sense of like everything's murky and nothing is straightforward and clear. You know what I mean? Because it's the rain and the setting like sets that up through the whole movie.
Right.
Until the end when they finally, after the Riddler's conquered essentially, then the rain finally stops, right? But
yes,
I thought that sort of motif, if you will, of everything being cloudy was wicked cool. Like a great example of that is the big car chase with the Penguin, and he looks like he's looking back at the Batmobile behind him, and he doesn't. It's not like some overhead shot where he's looking behind him. You're literally a camera view of just the side view mirror on that car.
Right.
I thought like that was really cool, and even that's not super clear. You know what I mean? It's blurry.
There's all rain all over.
There's rain all over it, so it's like you're really in this. It makes you relate to the characters so much more because it's not clear. It's not realistic. It's not like polished like Hollywood.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, and then to top it off, it's the setting also sets that. I'm going to say Commissioner Gordon, but he's a lieutenant. Like he's a nobody.
He's not even a captain. He's just a lieutenant.
He's just a lieutenant in the movie. And you're like, when you meet that, it's like, oh, damn, this guy is in the beginning. Like he hasn't even reached his pinnacle point.
Right.
And
so
like,
this Batman's year 2 Batman. So he hasn't figured his shit out
I didn't
either.
even know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was year 2 Batman.
Yep. So he's just started being Batman.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so it's set as he's done it for a year. He's on his second year being Batman, and he's really hasn't got it together yet.
But
he learns a big lesson towards the end of the movie. By the end of the movie,
right? So which is really cool is in the opening scenes. You go. There's a train, right? And there's a bunch of Joker gang. They all got their Joker masks or painted faces.
On. What? Are you talking about like plot wise, or do you want to talk about just like something?
You lead the show. I'm just going to talk about it. So you just go.
So I think that the Joker paint is not really Joker paint. It's just Halloween. But these guys are obviously a gang. But
no, but they're dressed as the Joker because year 1 is when the Joker comes out.
I don't know if that's confirmed, but I saw that on like a New Rockstars thing where it's like Jokers. Yeah. What was the other point I wanted to make before we started? I think that was pretty much it. That like overview movie 7 where it's like, serial killers. Moving on into the plot. So
these are the droids you're looking for.
Right. The movie sets up, it starts with a shot of the mayor getting killed on Halloween. So the Gotham City Mayor Don Mitchell Jr. is murdered by a serial killer calling himself the Riddler. So what's cool about this first shot, right, is you see the Riddler looking through his mask at the guy, right, at like the kid in the house, and you think it's young Bruce or something, and it's actually the kid from the oh my god, the mayor's kid. So then you realize, okay, this is gonna be the Riddler. He kills him, and it's wicked scary. Then later, like as soon as this scene's done, then you see the Batman looking through his binoculars at something, and it like parallels the two, which is foreshadowing for later because the Riddler sees himself as an equal to the Batman later, which I think is cool. Yeah, and that's part of the character growth moment, but I'll get to that later. So, anyways, the mayor gets murderlated, but and while investigating the murder, Lieutenant Gordon calls in Batman, and all the cops are like, "Who the fuck is this maniac dressed as a bat?" It's like, get the, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Everyone's like,
and they
what
were
do you
like? And the cops were super rude to him.
Yeah, they're like, get the fuck out of here. Who's this guy? You know what I mean?
And like, because like in later ones, they might not like him, but they respect him, and they're like, okay, Batman's here. Like, get out of his way.
He hasn't earned his stripes for everybody yet.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Oh, they're like, who the fuck is this guy? He's just some vigilante.
Exactly.
He's vengeance.
Right. So like the captain, whose name I forget. Captain Mitchell is the guy that comes in. Or sorry, Commissioner Pete Savage. Mitchell's the mayor.
That's a great
Pete
name. Pete Savage.
That is a good name. Commissioner Pete Savage, Gordon's boss, comes in and is like, get him the fuck out, or kicks Batman out. But what I thought was cool, and this is like a different take on the Batman, he has contact lenses that are cameras.
Right.
So while he's walking around broodingly, all emo, right? He's just like staring at a piece of evidence, and he's getting uploaded to the Batcave.
Well, yeah, in all the movies, they
got like a live video
some
feed.
like special tech that no other Batman had.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I thought that was rad as well.
I thought that was cool.
I'm just gonna sidebar real quick. I can't agree with you more, Roth. Batman Beyond is my favorite Batman of all time.
Batman Beyond in live action would be really cool. That would be awesome.
But anyway, so
yeah.
But the thing about the murder that Batman was in, they killed the mayor.
The mayor of the whole city.
The whole city of the mayor they killed because he was corrupt.
Right.
Which I feel like that is okay. Like we've done this before. There's corruption, blah, 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 blah. But it just furthers the point that Gotham itself is so fucking corrupt in every Batman movie. They really accentuated it in this movie alone.
Right.
And it's really good. But the other good thing is I think as Batman in this movie compared to others, he's almost like learning how to be Batman and become a detective.
Exactly. So he seems to be like decent at solving crimes. Otherwise, that's sort of the backstory, right? Because otherwise, why would Gordon have him there?
But also, too, Alfred is on point.
Yeah.
Because when Alfred's like, "Oh, look I was looking this up," and he's working on the computer. Look at what I found. So I think like Alfred is more involved in this year or this timeline of Batman than in any other movie.
I completely agree. Let me give you the overall structure of the movie real quick. So basically, the Riddler kills a series of people, and in each person, it starts with the mayor, Mitchell, and he's trying to expose this corruption. So overall, I'll just like come out and say it what happens, but I think it's cool to like talk about each point as we go along, but it's helpful to know where the hell we're going. So like the Riddler kills all these people involved with the city, the politicians or police chief folks or whatever. And in each one, he leaves a clue for Batman. It says for the Batman, and it's supposed to lead you to the next murder, right?
But the thing is about the way he's killing them is
each one's symbolic.
Well, it's all symbolic, but it's 100% like tip the cap to the movie Saw.
Yeah.
The way they do it, it's always like it was some contraption that they're tied up to. And if they don't figure out what they have to do, boom, dead. So like, I know that like that was a huge tip to Saw.
Mm-hmm.
Who did that movie?
Saw originally?
Yeah. What's the director's name?
I don't know, but here, look it up while I'm chatting.
Oh yeah.
So it's similar. That's where I say when it's similar to the movie Seven, that the Riddler kills and leaves a clue for the next one, right? And he's got it all set up ahead of time. So he, like for example, he kills Mayor Mitchell with a carpet scraping tool, and then at the end of the last murder, his big plan, which is to flood the whole city of Gotham with these by blowing up these vans near like where the dam walls are. So like there was this big dam wall rebuilding project all around Gotham because apparently there's water all around it, and he blew it all up so the whole city floods.
Right. James Wan.
There's James Wan. Yes. He did a bunch of horror movies, I think. Like really successful ones. But my point being, he used the original murder weapon on the mayor as a clue so that, hey, you got to take up the carpet in my apartment and see the map of all the trucks where they're going to explode. But so
you don't find out, like they leave you guessing through the whole movie because actually you didn't even know what the big plot for the Riddler was until
it was like exploding essentially.
And you're like, oh shit, did he really just do that?
Right. So the movie has two parallel like plot lines running in parallel. You've got the Riddler stuff happening, and you've got the like corruption uncovering happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
So the mayor's dead. They find a clue that points them to the mayor's car, and Batman and Gordon discover a thumb drive in Mayor Mitchell's car, which contains images of Mitchell and this woman coming out of the Iceberg Lounge, which is the Penguins nightclub, which is operated by Carmine Falcone or Falcone.
Falcone.
Yeah, Falcone, and more specifically, his lieutenant, the Penguin. So he goes to the Iceberg Lounge, sees Selena Kyle, aka Catwoman, who's
But
Annika's
he went
room.
there as Batman.
Right, he went there as Batman, which is cool.
And
like
he just fucked everybody up in his path.
he just beat the shit out of the bouncers.
And honestly,
and
like
all the guys in the way.
some of like the way they did that scene of him beating up the bouncers, it was all 100% under strobe light.
Right.
Like you're in the fucking rave party and he's fucking ninjaing people and it's like
and there's people just dancing and don't even notice, but
they don't even know because
shit out of
strobe
people.
lights and stuff until he throws the guy off the fucking bar.
Yeah.
Onto the ground. And then when he finally does, here comes the Penguin. Okay. Let's talk.
Hey,
Don't get up
Opa.
there. Yeah, Opa. And
Let's calm it down. Let's go have a drink in the back. Come on.
Right. And what I like about it is he like stopped. He didn't just grab the Penguin and smash him against the wall. He's like, all right, let's talk.
Yeah, it's like I'm here for information. I'm not here to kick everybody's ass in the mob.
Right.
I'm just trying to figure this shit out.
But he will kick everybody's ass in the mob
If he has to. Yeah, which is kind of cool. It's like a more nuanced character, right? Like realistic. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like, hey, I'm only fighting because you guys aren't going to let me in. But I'm getting in. I'm getting my info.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But
I just want the info. Right. So, anywho, he realizes that Selena Kyle's involved, and it's her roommate / girlfriend Annika, who was with Mitchell on the thumb drive, and she's involved. All of a sudden, they realize, boom, bam, Annika's gone now. She got kidnapped because she knew information. And Batman discovers through Selena that Savage, the police commissioner that kicked him out of the crime scene, is on Falcone's payroll. So is the district attorney, Gil Colson.
And so now it's starting to come out like, okay.
Oh shit. Riddler's uncovering
corruption. Something. This is what and it almost makes you feel like the Riddler's doing a good thing.
Yeah, like his motivation is good, but he's going about it in a psychopathic way.
Yes.
So the Riddler's trying to show through his murders that these people were corrupt and then expose the grander scheme. So District Attorney Gil Colson is also at the club and spills a bunch of beans to Selena, who is wearing Batman's contacts.
Wait. You skipped over how the Batman figured out that Selena.
Oh, you're right. I did skip over
by the boots because of the motorcycle.
Oh, you're right. Yes.
And then
okay.
So then Batman followed her back to her apartment.
Yep.
Back to the binoculars.
That's where the binocular scene came in. Yes.
The binoculars, and he found out that, oh shit, she's here and she has a roommate, but he didn't know who the roommate was yet.
Right. So he saw Annika, her roommate, with Mitchell on the thumb drive in the photos. Then he saw Selena, Catwoman's boot. She has like crazy boots, obviously. In the same photo. Then Batman saw her walking away from him, never saw her face,
right,
with the same boots on while he was in the Iceberg Lounge talking to Penguin.
Right.
Follows her home to her apartment, realizes her roommate's Annika. And boom, bang, bang, boom, talks to her and recruits her essentially. Sends her back to the lounge with the contacts on that record everything. And then that's where he realized she talks to Gil Colson, who's the DA that's also corrupt. And then he investigates Colson. But before he can do that, Batman realizes that Selena has a relationship with Falcone. Like he recognizes her, he comes up to her, they're very cordial. And when he presses her on it, she takes off the contacts. It's a soft spot.
Well, and deep down, we'll just say it now, Falcone's her dad.
Right.
That left her for adoption.
So she fucking hates him. But
she fucking hates the man.
Yeah.
She fucking hates me. Sorry.
So meanwhile, that night, I'm assuming, because the next morning is when it happens, the Riddler kid abducts Coulson. It is that night that the Riddler's waiting for him in the back of his car, which that scene was shot. That's exactly what I'm talking about with the water obscuring things. That scene is shot really cool. So you see Coulson's all fucked up on drugs and booze, presumably, stumbles to his car, is going to go drive, screw it up. But you watch him get in the car, and then the camera stays focused on the water droplets on the windshield, and everything happening in the car is all blurry. So you see somebody come up from behind him. It's the Riddler,
right?
Like beat the crap out of him and then tie him up. So like that was cool. That it's like you see the camera's a little foggy because of the rain. Then he gets in the car and it's more foggy. Like it's almost symbolizing Coulson being inebriated.
Well, and it's scary as fuck.
Yeah.
Like when I got back in my truck later after
you checked the back seat, right?
The back seat, I was like, okay, we're good.
Yeah, when I unlock the car and the light comes on, I always look in the back seat before I open the door. but anywho, Riddler abducts Coulson, straps a timed bomb collar to his neck, and sends him to interrupt Mitchell's funeral. So that scene was really cool too. The Riddler was actually in the upper balcony. It's at a church. It's all scenic. It's very cinematographatized. Bruce Wayne now, not Batman, is in the funeral section. There, everybody's mourning, all that fun stuff. Then all of a sudden you hear commotion, and a SUV comes barreling through the church, boom, bam, up onto the altar, and then Coulson comes out in the bomb contraption.
But another part you're missing is that so in the beginning scene, when the mayor gets killed, the son is there looking at the dad's dead body.
Yeah,
and that fucks with Batman's or Bruce Wayne's head because he was the kid that the father was killed. Die.
Right. So he really relates to the kid.
So when the guy came driving into the church, Bruce Wayne saved the kid.
Yeah, he
the
jumps.
Kid would have got swished. You know what I mean? And that was like that point of like him feeling like, okay, I did something good.
Empathetic.
Yeah.
I should say, to back up a little bit, for like Batman's character in the beginning scene in the train that you were talking about with the Jokers. First of all, I think you're right where the Joker is set a couple years before this movie, or it's set in the 80s, and this movie's like early 2000s or something like that settings. So like those people, that gang that's wearing Joker-ish makeup, clown makeup, is probably influenced by that. So you're right. I wanted to give you credit for that first of all.
What I was gonna say is, so if we're calling this year 2 of Batman, year 1 of Batman is Joker.
Well, you're right. I see what you're saying. Yes,
you know,
but I'm saying like that movie with Joaquin
Joker
Phoenix
is in the jail. Joker is in jail while this movie is going on, and that's when all the extra villains come out. So don't forget, when the Joker, even in The Dark Knight, had a huge following. Like, even if you go back to the comics, as soon as the Joker came out, he was strength in numbers. Like, the Joker was never like, I'm Bane. You know what I mean? He always relied on numbers and the pranks that he would do. Like, where the Riddler uses his brain. But the Joker had such a following. That was a Joker gang, and they were initiating that kid. They basically said, you have to kill this guy in order to get in, and they were all there, and that's when the Batman comes, and it's like, what the fuck is this guy? And he beats up everybody, and he doesn't really say much to the kid, but that kid is not going to be in that gang ever again.
Right. Yeah. But his whole shtick in the beginning of the movie is like, I'm figuring this out. I'm trying to make a difference. I am vengeance, and I can't be everywhere, but I can put fear into all the criminals. So like every shadow. I could be lurking in a shadow. Yeah. And it shows a bunch of criminals doing minor stuff, looking in the shadows, going, fuck, Batman could be here, and then leaving. And then, of course, the last shot is him coming out of the shadows at the Joker
to
gang.
Save that guy who looks like he was just a working class dude, just taking the train in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Exactly. So fast forward to Bruce Wayne saving the kid, right? You see him making a public, tangible difference. And he's and that I think that's part of his character growth throughout the movie of going from like, I need to be fear-based, vengeance, fuck people up, make them afraid of me, to like, oh, I need to be this more public symbol of hope. And I think it starts from him saving Mayor Mitchell's son in the church. He's Bruce at that point, but it's like part of that sort of thought process starting, which is cool.
Right.
So I think this riddle's kind of interesting, or sorry, this like puzzle death scene is interesting. So, does he leave and put his suit on? How does he come back as Batman? He comes back as Batman. So
Comes back.
Coulson, comes out of the thing out of the car with a bomb strapped to him and a puzzle. It's like an envelope for the Batman or something. So they evacuate the church. Just cops in there now. Bruce leaves, comes back as Batman, and is like, "Hey, all right, let me see the puzzle, whatever." And it's a phone, so he has to get on a FaceTime with the Riddler. So the Riddler FaceTimes with Coulson, all the cops, and Batman, and he's like, "All right, I have 3 riddles. You got to solve these 3 riddles, and I'll defuse the bomb." It's like, if you don't solve them in time, I'm blowing it up. It's gonna blow up on this timer. Ready, go. So they solve the 3 riddles, but the 3 riddles are all showing that Coulson took bribes, and Coulson, there's a rat, there's a mole somewhere in the police department, or sorry, in the mob that's informing for the police or something like that. And Coulson knows all this. So before he reveals the rat, the bomb explodes.
Ba-boom.
Yeah.
Because the rat was Falcone.
Right. The rat's Falcone. But what do they... So, hold on. Batman helps Coulson answer the first 2. Coulson refuses to answer the 3rd name of the informant who gave the police department information that led to a historic drug bust ending... Okay, there are 2 mobs. So they're alluding to this big drug bust of Sal Maroni operation. And then after that happens, Falcone takes power as the only big gang leader in the city.
Yes.
So that had already happened. So they are looking for the person who had informed on that drug bust. That's the big rat. They discover, Batman and Gordon deduce that the informant may be the Penguin. How did they find that out?
Well,
they solved some puzzle and they mistranslated something.
Right, but because he went there, Bruce Wayne went to the club now because he saw them at the funeral. So then Bruce Wayne went to the club to talk to the Penguin, and the Penguin basically said, "It ain't me, dude."
No, that was Batman. Batman and Gordon, may they take the Penguin and pin him up, remember?
No, but Bruce Wayne goes to the club.
He does, but I think that's late. I don't know. I think that's later. I think they grab him after the fact.
Well, either way, the whole point here is that they're trying to find basically the Riddler is exposing the corruption, but it's all coming back to who's the rat.
Right. And who's the rat? They think it's the Penguin. It's not the Penguin.
Right. Exactly.
And they end up following clues that the Riddler's leaving. They think it's the Penguin. I think the clue is like the rat with wings or something like that, which they thought is the Penguin, but it's really a falcon for Falcone. So they end up following another clue where Selina ends up stealing some money from the cops and finding Annika's corpse. So that wraps that up, that she did get killed by the mob because she knew information about the corruption. Trunk. She was in the trunk, yeah. So she was dead.
Because Catwoman, so Selina followed Penguin to like a drug deal or like a gun deal or something. And when she did, she sneaked out. She showed up on her bike. She sneaked in. She found the body that was just sitting in the trunk. Batman stopped her from making a ruckus because she's like, she's in the fucking trunk. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then all hell breaks loose. Penguin gets away, and the Batman chases him in that badass car.
Right. So, it was she tracked him to, it was their drug operation, the big drug bust.
Right. Yep.
From Maroni, and it was actually, it never stopped happening. And also, the people making the drugs were cops. That was the
I forgot about that.
Yeah, the employees making the drugs were fucking cops.
Yeah, it's all corruption. Like everywhere you turn, there's corruption.
Right. So she goes away after she's freaked out. She leaves. Then there's that big chase scene is them leaving. So now Batman shows up to this, drug deal essentially. Selina Kyle steals some cash. Batman's beating up people and chases the Penguin. That's where you get that crazy chase scene that we were referring to earlier, which is dope. I think a great piece of cinematography.
Right.
Fast forward to later, more Riddler stuff now. We've got Batman and Gordon follow the trail to the ruins of the orphanage operated by Bruce's parents, Thomas and Martha. So throughout this, the Riddler exposing things, he's also saying how he hates the Wayne family is involved. The Wayne family is involved in this. The Wayne family is involved in this. Blah 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 blah. And throughout the whole film, it's alluding to. You kind of think that maybe the Riddler knows Batman is Bruce Wayne. You know what I mean? So part of this is they end up go ahead.
He does.
Well, no, he doesn't.
See, I disagree. He knows that he is.
Okay. I don't think so, and I'll explain it when we talk about that last scene.
All right.
Not last, the one where anyways. So they go to the orphanage and they realize that the Riddler was an orphan at the orphanage, and he really holds a grudge against the Wayne family because their orphanage was terrible, frankly. You know what I mean? It's their orphanage and it was just like a shithole.
Right. They just put their name on it just to put their name on it.
Right. And never actually put any money into it or anything. And he always hated Bruce Wayne because Bruce Wayne was this kid that was also an orphan, but because he was rich, he was up on this pedestal. Oh, poor Bruce Wayne, poor Bruce Wayne. Meanwhile, the Riddler's a regular standard issue.
Standard issue orphan?
Orphan.
You're an asshole, Nick.
Standard issue orphan, and is like, yeah, what about us real orphans? Like, you live in a fucking mansion and have a butler and shit. Like, we have nothing. There's literally rats like crawling all over us at night. So he tries to kill Bruce Wayne as a way to expose more corruption. And unfortunately, Alfred opens the letter and it's a bomb.
Right, bomb.
Yeah. So after that, the Riddler leaks evidence that Thomas Wayne, Bruce's dad, who was running for mayor at the time when he was murdered, hired Falcone to kill a journalist who was threatening to reveal embarrassing details about Mama Wayne, Martha Wayne's history.
Mama Wayne.
So apparently, Mama Wayne, Martha Wayne, had some substantial mental health issues and was hospitalized in Arkham Asylum a few times. And this reporter was trying to bring that to light as a way to like smear their family name or whatever. And apparently Falcone killed the dude. So this is a little bit of back and forth where like the Riddler's saying like, oh yeah, Falcone was hired to kill him. And then so Bruce goes to talk to Falcone, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey man, what was the deal with it? He's like, hey, your dad asked me to do this. It was like he paid me to not do it. And then I ended up, shit happens and we had to get it done. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Had to be done.
Had to be done.
Am I missing something? Blah, 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 blah.
The movie was so deep because
okay, I got it.
But everything was so connected throughout it, and you didn't realize how connected it was until now, when things really start
opening up
and going through the pathways.
There's three conversations, right? Like the Riddler reveals that Thomas Wayne tried to had Falcone kill the reporter, right? Bruce goes and confronts Falcone. It's like, hey, is that true? And he's like, yeah, man, your dad had some fucking, bad shit that you didn't know about. Your dad was a bad dude. And then Bruce talks to Alfred about it, and Alfred's like, no, Falcone did that on his own. Okay. And Alfred thinks that Falcone, when his dad was going to sell out Falcone to the police, that's when Falcone had hired somebody to kill the Wayne family. So now Bruce Wayne went from like kind of sympathizing with Falcone to fucking hating him and wanting him dead too. Then we find out finally that the reason why Selina didn't have that like emotional reaction to Falcone was because she's his daughter.
Which is that guy.
And she learns that Annika was strangled by Falcone because Mitchell told her that Falcone was the informant. He was the rat. And that's why Falcone killed her. So finally, Batman and Gordon arrive at the Iceberg Lounge in time to stop Selena from killing Falcone. She's got him. She's has access to the club because she used to work there, and she's got him on the rooftop and about ready to kill him. Batman escorts Falcone out to the police, and as soon as he brings him outside,
Falcone's like, I own all of you, and Lieutenant Gordon's like, not everybody,
bitch, and he's got like the good cops in the outside, like ready to arrest him. But he takes a few steps down the steps, and boom, he gets shot by
that guy.
He gets sniped. Q2, the Riddler, with a rifle hanging out of his window, literally across the street from the Iceberg Lounge. So the Riddler's apartment is across the street from the Iceberg Lounge.
And he was in, all of it was intended because he wanted to be found.
He wanted to be found. He wanted to uncover the corruption. He wanted Batman to bring Falcone out into the street for him so he could do that.
Do you like my corruption?
It was all planned. So apparently he's unmasked as forensics accountant Edward Nashton. The Riddler's thrown into Arkham State Hospital. Nashton says that as an orphan, he hated Bruce and explains that whole bit. And he idolizes Batman, who inspired him to target the corrupt and purposes a partnership. But at Batman's like, fuck you, I'm nothing like you. You know what I mean? Angered by the rejection of his idol, Nashton begins ranting, to which Batman realizes that Nashton still has something planned. So this is a cool scene where like Nashton, the Riddler is in the cell talking like, hey, like Batman should be his partner in crime, right? Because in Riddler's eyes, we're so alike. We're vigilantes against the corruption here in the city. It's like, I left all these clues for you so you could help me undo, go through all my schemes. Meanwhile, Batman was trying to stop him the whole time and just falling into his hand every single time.
Right.
I thought this whole bit was cool, that like, even to the point where some of the followers of the Riddler adopt the same saying. It's like saying like, I am vengeance.
Right.
You know what I mean? When
yes.
they put their masks on and stuff.
I liked the scene because I think, and I'm going to just use the trailer as an example. This trailer was probably the best I watched because it played tricks on me. The things that the trailer showed, like Batman banging on the glass at the jail, I didn't expect what was happening to be happening then.
Right. I thought the trailer showed too much when we saw it, but then in the grand scheme of the plot of the movie, it showed like nothing, which was great.
And it didn't show what it was. Just like when Batman was walking through the water with the flare, right. I thought that was something completely different.
Yeah, me too. I was not expecting exactly what it was. So, okay. So now they're searching the apartment. Batman goes back to the Riddler's apartment, which is like full of contraptions and all kinds of chaos, right?
Yeah, it's pretty legit. If you're thinking of A+ psychopath, that's the Riddler's apartment.
Like shit absolutely everywhere, and like scribbles and journals and like totally off the rocker person, just like books all over the place. Very cool. Puzzles, of course, because Riddler.
The good old puzzles.
So he's looking around the apartments. A random, standard issue cop is like, hey man, what are you doing here? And he's like, hey, I'm just trying to figure shit out. He's like, okay, fine. He helps him. He realizes that the murder weapon, which is, in evidence at the apartment, the carpet tool, he sees that, and that's when he realizes, oh my god, this is a clue. Everything is supposed to be a clue, right?
Everything I look over is connected.
Right. So he's like, oh my god, a fucking carpet tool. It's like, there's a carpet right here. So he pulls it up. Boom. That's where he sees the map of the next part, the last piece of the plan, where that shows where Nashton, the Riddler, put all the car bombs around Gotham to make the flood. So
and
then he
also is scary as fuck.
Yeah. So like then he's also decoding some video that was posted online on the laptop as he's pulling stuff up. That finishes and it plays, and it's apparently the Riddler has a social media following.
Right.
He has like 500 or 600 followers or something like that, and is talking about his scheme. They're going to take over the city, and all of his followers.
What kind of guns do you want us to bring?
Right. So like, what kind of guns do you want? Like, where do you find the masks to look like you? Which jacket do you wear? So like, all these people are arming themselves and dressing up like the Riddler for some event.
Green duct tape.
Green duct tape. Right. So and asking what kind of guns they should bring, all that fun stuff. So anyways, the bombs explode as soon as the video ends, and you realize, oh my God, there's more people like this, right? The bombs explode for real, and Gotham is flooding for real. So at this point in the movie, I'm thinking like, oh my God, this is like an Empire Strikes Back moment. Like the bad guys actually win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Batman didn't stop any of the crimes. He stopped none of them. You know what I mean? Like the Riddler won. He did his whole plan worked. And I thought that was really cool to like as a plot choice and like story choice for the folks who made the movie to make.
I agree.
Like most of the time Batman saves the day. Like you get the Joker, right? Like Two-Face gets burnt, but like or whatever. No, Rachel dies still. But you know what I'm saying?
I do.
Batman saves the day. Batman did not save the day in this.
No.
You know, he totally like the city gets destroyed. So
I don't think he could have, even if he wanted to save the city. He
Yeah.
couldn't have. There was no way.
There's
The
too
Riddler
good of a
was
scheme.
way too smart.
Yeah.
Best villain ever.
Yeah. This is some of my
Like
favorites.
this wasn't the Jim Carrey Riddler. Like
No,
he's acting like, you know, the Grinch.
Yeah. No.
He was a real villain.
So the last setting of the movie is people sheltered in this like stadium.
I'm calling it Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, it's like Gotham Square Garden. It's supposed to be Madison Square Garden. So it's really centered on this other mayoral candidate. So like Mitchell was the current mayor and running against this other woman,
right?
Whose name I'm forgetting. Rial? Yeah, Rial is her last name. So she's like taking charge because she's basically the mayor. She, you know what I mean? The person she was running against died. So she's trying to run stuff. And she's like making an announcement to all the survivors, we're gonna be okay, blah blah blah, and then bang, she gets shot by one of the Riddler followers. Doesn't kill her, but then all hell breaks loose, right? Because there's like 30, 40, 50 of them up in the rafters shooting at people.
Yeah.
Who are like trying to take cover from a flood. There's nowhere for these people to go. It's a shooting gallery. Batman, like some crazy fighting and stuff. Highlighted, I think, by Batman, like, so his suit's totally bulletproof. He gets shot a whole bunch, but then like this one guy, most of them have like hunting rifles or an AR-15.
Right.
One guy has a double-barreled shotgun, and Batman like climbs over a ledge and like jumps up at this guy, and this dude blasts him with both barrels in the chest and just gets launched. And like I think at this point, I watched the movie with my dad in theaters, and my dad audibly goes, "Oh!" in the theater, because like you see Batman kind of like running through the bullet storm, and then a double barrel shotgun is like, yeah, he would actually get launched by that. You know what I mean?
Yes, 100%.
And it was realistic. Where he's like, oh fuck, even if it doesn't go through him, the force of that's gonna mess you up pretty good. So he's all screwed up. They're kind of winning. Like there's just too many of them shooting at him, and he's fighting and fighting and fighting. And finally, how does it happen? Blah 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 blah. Defeats him, almost killed by. Okay, so he's about to get executed by one of the members. Finally, he's coming over. He's going to shoot him in the face. And Catwoman comes in and rescues Batman before kissing him. However, that same dude that was about to kill Batman comes back up and almost kills Selina with a knife. So Batman is all dazed and concussed and like broken and shattered. He takes out this like cool vial and unscrews a little patch in his suit and his leg and injects himself with like this lime green liquid. Now, I kind of took it acts like adrenaline.
Yes, that's 100%.
Yeah, it acts like adrenaline where he's like, he gets all enraged, but it's kind of the same thing as like Bane serum that he injects himself with. So like maybe it could be that too. But it basically acts like adrenaline where like I gave the movie major like medical kudos for this because that's really how it would happen. His heart rate increases. It brings him out of the fog. He gets super strength. And my favorite part, he goes over, he beats the guy up, and he's lost control. He's going to kill him. He's going to beat him to death, right? He's like, just like the meme of like Batman. You ever see that sketch of like Batman beating the shit out of somebody? Like, you want some of this? Yeah. It's literally the exact same scene.
Yes.
In real life. He's going to beat this guy to death.
Right.
100%. And then he has to be pulled off by Gordon and Selina. but that's realistic for somebody that's on adrenaline.
I was just gonna say that, like, the movie's realism is what makes it so good, because there was nothing in this movie that you at no point of this movie I was like, oh, that's not real. Like, to the
Right.
Batman mobile, to the Bat bike, like
Right.
how he's driving around. He's not driving around on the motorcycle as Batman. He's driving around as Bruce Wayne, and he goes hides in a corner and puts on the suit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
He parks his fucking Bat bike. It's
Bike.
not like there's no, everything is so, the realism is so real and believable that it's hard to find that
comic bookedness
Yes.
or like
Yeah.
like superhero movie sort of like I gotta suspend disbelief in, like, there's no fantasy elements to this. It's all realistic, which is, I thought, awesome. Like the way Batman fights is like that. The only thing where like I would suspend disbelief a little bit is like, even if your suit's bulletproof, if you get shot that many times, something's going to go through. But if I'm saying that's such a minor thing where I can be like, okay, his suit's completely bulletproof, right? Fine. That's really easy to believe. They've got some advanced tech, totally bulletproof. Great. But so anywho, almost kills this guy. Then they pull him off. He regains his composure, and then he pulls the mask off and questions him, "Who the hell are you?" Because I saw you at the funeral. And then this Riddler, crony replies, "I'm vengeance."
Yeah.
And it's at that point that Batman goes, "I am not doing it right mentally." You know what I mean? He's like, "I'm not having the impact that I want to have." It's like these people are thinking my sort of way of going about like combating criminals is they're hijacking that. It's like, I can't be the symbol of fear for criminals. I have to be a symbol of hope.
That's right.
And so he gets horrified, and then he makes this selfless act to save to save the rest of the crowds of people in the water. There's this power line that's coming down. He jumps on it, kind of gets electrocuted a little bit. It cuts the cord, and he saves the people but gets electrocuted. And he ends up being okay. He comes out of the water, lights the flare, and now it's basically like the sort of cleanup now. Batman's helping folks. He's doing it more in public. He's helping him get off the rooftops, and he's much more of like a symbol of hope. And that's basically
Rebellions
where
were built on hope.
Yes. So like, let me just read this a little bit.
Well, let me just say something. So when he cuts the electrical line,
yeah,
he is essentially saving thousands of people from dying.
Yeah, 100%.
And
because it's like a giant electrical line, like
right.
industrial.
Yeah,
powering
the whole
stuff
entire
in the
city is underwater.
Right. And like everybody in Madison Square Garden is going to die if that thing hits the water.
Right. Exactly.
It's live.
Like everybody.
Yeah.
And he knows that he has to take a little bit of zzz to be able to survive. And he's like, okay, maybe I'm going to get in some of the good graces here.
Right. So he jumps off. It's kind of a cool acrobatic.
Yeah, he's like a hero. It's his hero moment of the movie.
Right. It's his public hero moment.
Yes.
Like, I'm being selfless. It goes from like, I'm vengeance, I'm being, beating up bad guys, and that's it, to like, I'm going to just actually start being on the positive end, saving people instead of just punishing the criminals. So cut to Batman. There's a little bit of a over narration over the top of everything where he's like, voicing that he's got to be a symbol of hope now.
Right.
It cuts to, there's some stuff where it shows, okay, now that Falcone's taken care of, the Penguin's going to end up filling the power vacuum and take some more power in the mob. Selena Kyle leaves because she says something to the effect of like, hey, I don't think Gotham's worth saving. You're never going to fix it. But Batman's like, I am going to fix it. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to be the symbol of hope. And then we get, is it a post-credit scene with the Riddler and the Joker, or is it the end of the movie?
It's the end of the movie. Well, it's the end of the movie.
Okay.
The post-credit scene is the website.
Oh, that's right. So, no, I think it was like a mid-credit scene, or it's like the animated
it was
credits.
the end. It was right at the end. The movie's over. Selena goes left. Batman goes right.
Yep. And then it's the end scene. Right.
Insert Riddler in jail.
So Riddler's in jail. He's crying because his plan the city's not completely ruined, right? and you hear a voice from the next cell over say something to the effect of like, "Oh, don't cry, like you did a really good job, like you sang your message, blah blah blah." It was like, "Do you mind if I tell you a riddle?" And he tells, I forget what the riddle actually was, but it was something. The answer is a friend. So
Wait.
like he's like,
You're missing. You know what everybody loves more than it was like you know what everybody loves? A comeback. Because
well, that wasn't the riddle.
No, it wasn't the riddle, but he was like, everybody loves a comeback.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like there was something about him making his comeback that people love. And that got him all perked up. And needless to say, it was the Joker talking to him.
No, the answer to the riddle is a friend. And he's like, he starts laughing like, "Oh shit. Like I got a buddy. Okay, here we go." But he was hyping him up. You're right. Saying like, you know, "You did a good job. Like I'm with you. I support your cause, blah, blah, blah." And then he answers a riddle. He's like, "Okay, I got a friend." And then the Riddler starts laughing and then Joker starts laughing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it cuts to the credits.
So it was good.
I thought it was an incredible movie.
It was incredible. It was heartfelt. It was realistic. It made you feel every part of the movie, that all of it was real. There's no batarang or anything like that. It was just
no cheesy stuff at all.
Right. It was just shit that a Batman could have right now.
Yeah.
I'm curious on how he does for the comeback movie.
For like a sequel?
Right. So like, because usually a Batman character gets 3 movies.
Yeah.
On average.
Hey, right. Can we pause real quick?
Yeah.
Let me just pee. I'll be back 30 seconds.
Okay.
I want to wrap this up concisely.
Okay. He just leaves me hanging. He leaves me hanging, everybody. Like completely 10 bat caves out of 10. Yeah. I don't know what his plan is for the end of it, but I know that he wanted to come back. I would say, though, that the way the movie wraps up, it's a good feeling because you're like, okay, Batman did good. Is he going to be in some of the good graces? Are there going to be people that are mad at him still? Like, I'm curious. What I was trying to say about the sequel is it going to come back and be as dark, but not as dark because people, like the general population, they know who he is now. Yeah. And I'm curious to see that.
Well, the general pop knows, they don't know he's Bruce Wayne.
No, I'm saying the Batman. Is the Batman going to come out like the next movie? Is it going to be he's positive in the world? You know what I'm saying?
I think so.
Because for me, I'm just like, how do you come back from this? Right? Like, how do you make this? Because like, I feel like you can have it be dark and dreary again, but it's got to be a little bit brighter because
he's supposed to be the symbol of hope now.
Right. Exactly.
Not the dark vengeance.
Or he's working through that, whatever that may be. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't know. We'll have to see.
It'll be interesting. I'm excited for a sequel that we're not going to get it for a long time. What's up, Cape of Dizzle Gaming? But I don't know, like, yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to work. You got to change the tone for sure, I think. But,
sure.
I loved the movie.
Yeah, I did too.
I can't wait to see it again, honestly.
Well, honestly, I'm excited to watch it in the basement.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Hey, your dad's on the 86, like where we can because when you watch it the first time, it's always, sunshine and rainbows. Like, wow. Yeah. And then when you
whoa, what a spectacle.
Well, right. So I watched No Way Home for the second time.
Okay.
Straight through. About 2 weeks ago. And as good as it was in the theater, once you're at home and you're watching it and analyzing it, you see the holes.
Okay.
But it was still really, really, really good.
Yeah.
But
it's like an 8 instead of a 10 or something, right?
I think I gave it a 9 when we talked about it. But for me, the Batman, I'm really excited to see it because I feel like the second time around, it's going to be even better because the Easter eggs of the clues, we're going to understand that much more.
Right.
Like, we're going to see something that they used on one of the contraptions. You're going to be like, holy shit, they used that in this.
Right.
And it's all going to connect more. So I'm curious to see when it comes out. Who's going to stream it?
HBO Max. I think it comes out this week actually on HBO Max.
Oh boy.
It's like pretty soon it comes out on HBO Max.
What are you guys talking about in here?
Find out next episode of
Working Class Nerds.